I wish you could still rent games on console. Like I'd be like, rent it.
That was fun. Honestly, I really liked renting games. I don't know why this made me think of that. Did you ever, because this is one of the few games I rented and hated and then wished I had had the chance to go back and play now, Ecco the Dolphin?
Oh, that game is so hard.
Yeah. So like a lot of people, as I found out later online, but there was no like online when I was playing it, that it's kind of like I got stuck like a lot of people did basically in the first part of the game, like almost like the first screen of the game. And there's like one little thing you touch that you can't even see and it like lets you pass. Like it's not that I was dying. I was just swimming around doing nothing.
There were so many games like that. Like, it was just like, oh, especially if you didn't get an instruction manual from the Blockbuster, you're just like,
no, yeah. You're like,
yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I spent, however long I had of the rental doing absolutely nothing, feeling frustrated. And then years later, probably seeing some Ecco the Dolphin thing on Reddit and going, oh my God, I could have made it past this. And now like, I want that chance. I want redemption from Ecco the Dolphin.
Well, another classic Nintendo game that was like that for me was A Boy and His Blob.
Ooh, I've heard of that, but I had not played that.
The whole plot, it's a really actually, if you know what you're doing, a very short game. It literally lasts as long as it does because there's really no explanation on screen. Like it's
like an hour, like 10 hours.
I could Google how fast people.
Or like, is it one of those games like from back in the day that like there's no pausing? You either make it to the end or you don't. Like Mario, you're not like saving midway. You're just.
So someone speedrun it in 1 minute and 54 seconds.
Okay, so it is like if you have like hacks and warps and yeah.
Yeah.
But you could even do it, say, just a non-speed run in 20 minutes.
According to this, it's about 9.5 hours in length total.
Okay.
If you're a gamer that starts to see all aspects of the game, you can spend 18 hours to maybe see 100% completion, which I feel like, no, someone did a 100% speed run in 10 minutes and 48 seconds.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So.
Did you ever finish the game?
No, I never got anywhere because there's like no on-screen explanation about anything.
Oh, so like you're just in the first thing, getting killed over and over, not knowing how to solve the problem?
Basically, the way the mechanics of the game is you're controlling the boy, the blob follows you around, you feed it jelly beans, and the jelly beans cause it to make transformations, and then you use that to cross gaps, climb. Like
a puzzle-solving game.
Yeah, it's like
cute.
It's like a cute puzzle-solving game, but like you die.
Like if you fall in the hole, you die. Yeah. Things get you, you die.
Right.
Yeah. And so you just never made it anywhere.
Yeah, because it's just like you had to figure out as a kid, trial and error, which jelly beans did what. Like the manual said.
Yeah.
The manual said what the jelly beans did, but like without a manual, it's just like, okay, what fucking jelly beans do what?
Yeah, and then you're just dying and dying and dying and dying.
And then it's like there's no map for where you're getting around. Like it's one world. It's just like you're moving around screen to screen on one continuous world.
Did you have any of those like magazine subscriptions?
Oh, I had Nintendo Power, of course. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought that was like, you got so excited when one of the games you were actually playing came out in the magazine. Or even like I used to buy, like for some of like the big RPGs, I'd buy like the book that the store came with. And like, flip through it as I was playing, especially if I got stuck or to like make sure I didn't miss any like big key items. Kind of cheating, but it was worth it.
Oh, I definitely had those books for like the old Sierra games. Did you ever play any of those?
No.
Like King's Quest, Space Quest. So those were like old school point and click PC games where like if you fucked up somewhere, you just died. Like they're just brutally hard. And sometimes they're really obtuse. Famously, I think King's Quest 4, there's one thing that like if you don't do a certain thing earlier in the game, it will screw your playthrough like 10 hours later into the game.
No.
Like just dead.
That's not even fun, though.
Like full on dead end you. Like 10 hours.
You can't go.
I mean, you can load a save, but you have to know that you missed that thing.
You'd have to know that you missed it and like when you missed it and why it was relevant. Yeah. Ugh. I got them for a lot of like the old school like RPGs, like the Final Fantasies and like the bigger games that you could kind of get lost in. And that had so many like Easter eggs and little hidden things that, well, if you go back and then through a bush that you shouldn't be able to go through, it opens up a,
I'm curious is like when those books were not published by the developer, like how did people get those fucking information?
I don't know. I figured it was like nerds who just like thoroughly played through, or maybe conspiracy, like a designer, that kind of worked on the game and then was writing in some pseudonym to make extra money. Like maybe their gaming, now I'm making up a whole person. Maybe their gaming salary sucked and they made all their real money selling the secrets. Tell me, Nintendo, is it true?
And that whole industry is just gone now. Like no one buys a
well, the magazine industry is gone, period.
But it's not even, the magazine industry is gone, but like also just, there's still books out there, but no one's buying a book full of game tips anymore.
Yeah, I feel like because I go to I still buy all my video games. Like unless they're on my wish list, I like to go to a physical store and support like actual like gaming stores, video game stores. So what I see in there more isn't so much like I'm going to like walk you through it. It's like, here is like the new Zelda, and then there's the collector's edition that sort of does have, a bit of a walkthrough, but it also has like a big poster and a bunch of stickers and like it's a hardcover. And so they still kind of have that, but it's not like it was. Yeah.
No. In the late 90s, early 2000s, 100% I would be in a Barnes & Noble like reading through strategy guides.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the other thing. Like you didn't kind of have to buy it if it wasn't locked in plastic. You could just be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the amount of times in those days where I'd use a Barnes & Noble or a Borders as like basically just a fucking library.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because I think in a lot of like, I grew up in a city, so we had tons of amazing libraries. But I think for a lot of people, the prevalence of like Barnes & Nobles was greater than the prevalence of libraries in a lot of places. So why wouldn't you? Well, it's not going to give you reference materials, but if you're a gamer or you want magazines, yeah.
Well, there's plenty of good libraries, but they didn't have the material.
No, like, they're not going to have, the gaming stuff.
Or the trade paperbacks of like collected edition of Marvel Comics and stuff like that. Like that's honestly what I would.
I wonder if there are like really cool libraries that like you can straight up like look through the card catalog and find, every Marvel comic ever, scrolling through. I don't know. Maybe bet there are. Now I'm going to look that up, actually. I'm really curious.
I'm sure modern libraries do have collected editions, like
some comics.
Yeah, like the trade paperbacks. Like, in those days, no. There was no way that like my local library had like the Onslaught omnibus of like the collection of, all the crossover for that Marvel's, cross series. Like just like it just wasn't there. So it's just like,
and I don't feel like people respected it as an art and a form of literature like they do now as well. So maybe some libraries would just be almost like too snooty, Do
you think they actually respect it now? Do you actually think like, yes, as like a money-making thing, people respect, superheroes and comics as industry, but do you think people really respect it as art these days?
I mean, maybe it's just me being in this culture, but I feel like it's really different from when I was a kid. Because when I was younger, it was almost seen as something that it was for children. Like even if an adult got it, that would be kind of weird because it's for, the thought was this is almost like a toy.
Right.
But I feel like now all of us that grew up with it are adults spending real money on it, really. And then even making it into movies. Like I feel like our whole generation has sort of been like, no, this is the type of literature that a lot of us are consuming. We can call it a graphic novel. We can do this or that. But like, I think it has pushed it at least into the realm of like good fiction.
For sure. I have found as I've gotten older that I've steered more away from like the Marvel and DC mainline stuff. Because the problem is no matter what, you can't tell a good story for 60 years.
Tell that to the Young and the Restless.
I said good
soaps. I know.
I said good story. I didn't say story. You could definitely tell a story for 60 years. A good story.
Yeah, no, you're right. And then they all do though. They have moments where you're like, oh, remember where they have like sort of encapsulated good moments and bad moments.
Well, for sure. And a lot of it's retconned to, fit the current plot line in. And I still read a lot of comics, but it's gotten to the moment where it's just like, I'm reading self-contained stories. Like, hey, are you reading anything these days?
No. And I even went, I bought a few things at Comic-Con, here in LA and I haven't even looked at it yet. I have like my whole like reading schedule in general has been shit this past year. I used to be like a voracious reader, not just comics, but like I'd be listening to something on Audible and reading something every night. And like it's one of my favorite forms of entertaining myself to like chill in the evenings. And I don't know what happened to it. I feel like I've been barely reading anything.
Work.
Probably an exhaustion. And then, habit. You get busy, so you get out of the habit, and then you have to get back in the habit, you know?
It's like almost every other routine. It's just like once you get so busy, you just fall out of other routines. Like, oh, that one's not as much of a priority. So like, I'll get back to it. And then you never do.
Yeah.